Devote 60 minutes, transform your life. Do you ever feel like you're running but not moving forward? Like your days are filled with activity, meetings, messages, deadlines, but when night falls, there's an empty feeling that something important is missing. You wake up tired, you go to sleep stressed, and despite how busy you are, life feels stagnant, as if the weeks are flying by, but your dreams remain exactly where they were a year ago. If that sounds familiar, I want to offer you one simple, powerful question. What if just 60 minutes a day could completely change your life? Would you take that hour? Would you choose yourself? There's a reason I ask this. Because I once heard something that forever changed how I view my time, my growth, and ultimately my destiny. It came from a man named Jim Rohn, a quiet giant in the world of personal development and the mentor of people like Tony Robbins and countless other successful leaders. Jim didn't shout, he didn't sell flashy secrets. He simply said this: success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. No fireworks, no magic formulas, just a few simple disciplines practiced every day. That one sentence broke something open in me because I realized I didn't need to change my life overnight. I just needed to take 1 hour each day and use it with purpose, not for work, not for others, but for myself. And that, my friend, is where transformation begins, not in giant leaps, but in deliberate, repeated actions. Not in the extraordinary, but in the ordinary, done with intention. That's the message I want to share with you today. This is not another video telling you to hustle harder or wake up at 5 a.m. This is about something more sustainable, more soulful. A quiet revolution you can start in your life by simply devoting 60 minutes each day to personal growth. Just 1 hour to learn, to reflect, to build, to heal, to stretch, to dream again. And I promise you, if you take this hour seriously, not only will your days feel more alive, but 1 year from now, you won't recognize the person you've become. So let's begin. Let's explore how just 60 minutes a day can become the most powerful investment of your entire life. Why just 60 minutes a day can radically change your life. We often overestimate what we can achieve in a single day and deeply underestimate what we can do in a year. We get caught in the fantasy of overnight change. We set massive goals. We try to reinvent our lives all at once. But soon the weight of it all becomes paralyzing. So we stall, we overthink, we wait for motivation, for clarity, for the perfect time. Here's the truth. You don't need to change everything today. You just need to start showing up for 60 minutes. The hidden power of 1 hour. Let's run the numbers. 1 hour per day equals 365 hours per year. That's over 9 full-time work weeks. More than 2 solid months of focused effort embedded within your ordinary life. Not an extra day, not a week off. Just 60 minutes each day used on purpose. So ask yourself, what could that time become if invested into something meaningful? Not chores, not Netflix, not social media, but you, your growth, your future, your calling. Let's see how. 1. Learn a language in 60 minutes a day, real fluency in 6 to 12 months. Languages open borders, create careers, and unlock new versions of you. Yet most people claim, I wish I had time to learn. You don't need to wait. Spend 1 hour daily on listening to target language podcasts or audiobooks, watching YouTube with subtitles, reading short articles or children's books, practicing with flashcards or language apps, speaking aloud, shadowing native speakers. Done daily, it adds up. 3 months, you'll hold basic conversations. 6 to 12 months, you'll navigate full conversations with confidence, not through cram sessions, through repetition, through presence. Consistency always beats intensity. Haschler's Tesher 2. Build real health in 60 minutes a day, energy, strength, and vitality. Forget the 90-minute gym grind or elaborate meal plans. 1 focused hour is more than enough to transform your health. 20 minutes walking or biking, 15 minutes of bodyweight exercise or yoga, 10 minutes stretching, 10 minutes prepping a healthy meal or smoothie, 5 minutes of breathwork or meditation. That's it. After 30 days, your energy rises. After 90 days, you'll see and feel change. After 1 year, you'll be in the best shape of your life. You won't crash, you won't quit, because you didn't sprint. You built a lifestyle, slow, steady, sustainable. Charter 3, read and reflect for 60 minutes a day, sharper than 99% of people. Most people spend their lives reacting, rarely pausing, rarely thinking, rarely reading. But 30 minutes of reading daily equals 25 plus books a year. That's more than most university students, executives, or thought leaders. Pair that with journaling. What did I learn? How does it apply to me? What will I do differently now? Over time, this habit builds clearer thinking, stronger self-awareness, better decision-making, emotional resilience. You'll think sharper, act wiser, and live more intentionally. You'll stop drifting and start steering. 4. Master any skill in 60 minutes a day. Become the expert. Pick any skill: communication, design, writing, sales, coding, editing, investing, leadership. 1 hour a day becomes 365 hours a year, more than most people invest in their career skills. Over a year, you could develop a high-income skill, create a side hustle or freelance business, build a brand or portfolio, launch into a completely new field. Skill isn't born. It's built hour by hour, day by day, with deliberate practice. This is how real transformation happens, not by talent, not by chance, but by quiet mastery, earned in private before it shows in public. The compound effect: time works for you or against you. In the beginning, change feels slow. Day 1 feels like nothing. Day 7, you feel a shift. Day 30, the habit sticks. Day 90, people start noticing. Day 365, you become someone new. This is the compound effect. It's the principle behind all transformation. As Jim Rohn once said, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. 1 hour of practice, 1 hour of reading, 1 hour of building, learning, moving, growing. Done daily, it becomes inevitable. Most people waste this hour without realizing. Here's the harsh truth. Most people do have an extra hour. They just spend it poorly. They lose it to scrolling social media, passive video watching, repeating low-value tasks, saying yes to distractions. And suddenly another month passes, then a year, then 5. No change, no growth, just busyness and regret. You don't need more time, you need more ownership. Make it sacred, your hour of power. Starting today, reclaim 1 hour. Block it, name it, guard it. 15 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of journaling or reflection, 15 minutes of skill building, 15 minutes of movement or stillness, or choose your own combination. What matters is you keep the promise to yourself. Treat it like the most important meeting of your day, because it is. Not for your boss, not for your clients, for you. Your life is a trajectory, not a point where you are today doesn't matter nearly as much as where you're heading. 1 degree of change applied daily can lead you to an entirely new destination over time. So ask yourself, are you willing to invest 60 minutes a day in the person you want to become? You don't need perfection, you just need to start. Because the truth is, you're 1 hour a day away from a radically different life. The Power Hour structure. How to break down 60 minutes to radically change your life. So you've decided 1 hour a day, just 60 minutes, devoted entirely to yourself. Not to your job, not to obligations, not to your endless to-do list, but to you, your mind, your future, your health, your purpose. It may not seem like much, 1 hour out of 24, but how you spend that single hour can transform the other 23. The real question is, how do you make the most of it? Jim Rohn, the quiet philosopher of success and mentor to Tony Robbins, offered a simple yet life-altering perspective. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. So what are the fundamentals? Here's a proven formula inspired by Rohn's philosophy, broken into 4 focused 15-minute blocks. Each segment targets a key pillar of a successful life: learning, planning, skill building, and energy. This is what we call the Power Hour. First 15 minutes, learning. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of health. Learning is the beginning of spirituality. Jim Rohn. If you want to live a richer, deeper, more empowered life, start by feeding your mind. 15 minutes a day of learning may not sound revolutionary, but consider this. If you read 10 pages a day, you'll complete about 20 to 25 books per year. That's more than 90% of people on the planet. If you listen to an insightful podcast daily, you'll consume over 90 hours of transformative ideas in a year. If you study a language or a course for 15 minutes a day, you'll have spent over 90 hours building a new world of possibilities. What you feed your mind is what you become. But don't just consume. Choose quality. Choose with intention. Avoid empty media. Instead, read timeless books, listen to deep thinkers, explore new disciplines. Discover people whose wisdom shakes you awake. And remember, learning isn't just about collecting knowledge. It's about cultivating depth. It's about expanding your worldview and sharpening your judgment. It's the difference between drifting through life and leading it. Learning is where personal transformation begins. But we must do more than absorb. We must activate what we learn. That's where the next 15 minutes come in. 15 minutes. Journaling and planning. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. Jim Rohn. The second 15-minute block is about translating knowledge into clarity and intention. Write down what you've learned. Reflect on how it applies to your life. Ask, what insight hit me hardest today? What will I do differently tomorrow? Then move into intentional planning. List your top 3 goals for tomorrow. Identify 3 things you're grateful for. Ask, what does success look like for me tomorrow, and how will I set myself up for it today? When you write, you process more deeply. When you plan, you direct your energy with purpose. When you express gratitude, you build emotional strength. This 15-minute block creates an invisible force behind everything you do. Alignment. It turns a busy day into a meaningful one. It transforms scattered thoughts into focused progress. It helps you stop reacting and start leading. Third 15 minutes, building a skill. Let's talk about the third quarter of your power hour, skill development. This may be the most underrated secret to exponential growth. Most people stay stuck in life not because they're lazy, but because they never build the right skills to advance. Skills are the real currency of freedom. Want to speak more confidently? Practice public speaking. Want to earn more? Learn sales, copywriting, investing, or marketing. Want to lead? Study storytelling, negotiation, or emotional intelligence. Want to create? Learn design, editing, programming, or content creation. Pick just one skill you want to master. Then commit. 15 minutes every day, not to watching passively, but to doing actively. Write, speak, record, design, code, sell, build. 1 rep, 1 block, 1 breakthrough at a time. Let's do the math again. 15 minutes day times 365 days equals 91 hours per year. That's more than 2 full work weeks dedicated to one skill. In 3 months, you'll see noticeable improvement. In 6 months, people will ask how you got so good. In 1 year, you'll be in the top 10% in your niche. The difference? Consistency, not talent. Discipline, not luck. Daily improvement, not dramatic change. Remember, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Jim Rohn. So cross that bridge, 15 minutes at a time. Final 15 minutes, body and mind. Now we come to the final and perhaps most essential block of your power hour. Your body and your mind are the engines behind everything you do. If either breaks down, so does your progress. As Jim Rohn said, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. In this final 15-minute block, we reset both. For your body, do 10 minutes of bodyweight movement, push-ups, squats, planks. Stretch your hips and spine. Walk mindfully around the house or outside. Use light dumbbells or resistance bands. Do jumping jacks or climb stairs to boost circulation. For your mind, breathe deeply for 5 minutes. Let go of tension. Sit silently and observe your thoughts. Practice gratitude. Say thank you for anything. Listen to calm music. Visualize your future self for 60 seconds. The combination of gentle movement and stillness reboots your nervous system. It reduces stress, sharpens focus, boosts energy, and strengthens emotional control. You are not a brain on a stick. You are a whole human. Physical, emotional, spiritual. If you want to perform like a high achiever, you must recover like one too. The golden hour. Everyday success on purpose. Let's recap the Power Hour formula. 1. 15 minutes of learning. Feed your mind. 2. 15 minutes of reflection and planning. Align your actions. 3. 15 minutes of skill building. Increase your value. 4. 15 minutes of body-mind care. Energize your life. In just 60 minutes a day, you cover what most people neglect for decades. These aren't random activities. They're 4 disciplines that build a powerful, capable, and conscious human being. Every time you complete a power hour, you're saying, I take responsibility for my life. I value growth more than comfort. I am designing my future, not waiting for it to arrive. Your life is compounding daily, either by default or by design. What you do today becomes your tomorrow. You don't need a radical plan. You just need one golden hour, each day, every day, devoted to becoming a better version of yourself. Jim Rohn once said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. With this structure, you will become better. Not all at once, but deliberately. Not overnight, but inevitably. Your transformation isn't waiting for a new year. It's waiting for your next 60 minutes. Now ask yourself, are you willing to trade 1 hour of your day for a life of clarity, energy, and confidence? The clock is ticking, not to pressure you, but to invite you. You have 1,440 minutes in a day. Just 60 of them, one golden hour, is all it takes to change everything. Real proof how just 1 hour a day can transform a life. We often say that time is money, but time in its purest form is power. And while it's easy to get lost in theories or motivational quotes, what persuades us most deeply are lived realities. The following are not fantasies or abstract concepts. They are 3 real-life stories that demonstrate a single truth. If you guard just one focused hour a day and give it your full self, you can change the entire arc of your life. 1. J.K. Rowling, A Quiet Hour, A Magical World. In the early 1990s, Joanne Rowling was not a household name. She was a single mother in Edinburgh, scraping by on government benefits, often having to decide between heating her flat or eating dinner. Her greatest refuge was an old pram, a lukewarm thermos of coffee, and a small corner table at Nicholson's Cafe. Each day, while her infant daughter Jessica slept, Rowling dedicated exactly 1 hour to writing. Just one. It was not glamorous. She sat at sticky tables in a secondhand coat that still smelled like yesterday's rain. Doubt clung to her shoulders like fog. She once said that a voice constantly whispered, "This is nonsense. Get a real job." But she stayed. 1 hour a day. The pages accumulated slowly, invisibly. Over time, that daily hour turned into a manuscript. That manuscript became Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And in 1997, the world met a boy wizard with a lightning scar. Today, Rowling's series has sold over 500 million copies. It has inspired films, theme parks, and generations of young readers. But none of it, not a word, would exist without those 1 hour writing sessions in a drafty cafe. She didn't wait for ideal conditions. She created a routine. And that routine changed everything. Hesher 2. Warren Buffett, 1 hour a day, compounded for a lifetime. Rowling's story is one of imagination. Buffett's is a tale of intellectual compound interest. For over half a century, Warren Buffett has spent the majority of his workday reading, sometimes up to 5 or 6 hours daily. Newspapers, financial reports, books, he consumes them all. But this mountain of wisdom didn't grow overnight. It began with a commitment. In his early 20s, Buffett resolved to read for at least 1 uninterrupted hour each day. No matter how hectic his day, that hour was non-negotiable. Through it, he absorbed patterns, learned to evaluate businesses, and sharpened a lens through which he'd later see value where others didn't. Buffett once held up a stack of financial documents and told a room full of students, "Read 500 pages like this every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest." Berkshire Hathaway, his company, is now worth over $800 billion. Its empire stretches across insurance, energy, retail, railroads, and more. But its roots lie in a daily hour of focused learning. The empire began with turning a page and doing it again tomorrow. Hack 3. Minh Nguyen, An Hour, a Language, a Lifeline. Not all transformation stories begin in famous cities or end on bestseller lists. Some begin in places where dreams seem out of reach. Minh Nguyen, a fictional composite based on several real Vietnamese stories, was born in a rural village near the Mekong Delta. His family's monthly income barely covered rice and electricity. Studying abroad was a fantasy. At 19, Min stumbled upon free English learning videos on YouTube. He made a vow, 1 hour every night, no excuses. His method was simple, 30 minutes of mimicking native speakers, 15 minutes of essay writing, 15 minutes reviewing vocabulary flashcards. No language school, no native tutor, just a cheap smartphone, shaky Wi-Fi, and relentless consistency. Within a year, his TOEFL score leapt. He earned a scholarship to a technical college in Singapore, worked night shifts to survive, and eventually built a software outsourcing firm with his classmates. Today, his company hires 20 engineers in Vietnam and serves international clients. He crossed borders with nothing but discipline. Ask Min how he did it, and he'll say, "All I had was 1 hour no one could take from me." The common thread. Despite differences in geography, profession, and background, all three stories share the same pattern. 1 hour, unshaken focus, a worthy pursuit. Rowling chose early afternoons. Buffett prefers mornings. Min used the quiet of night. The hour itself varied, but the decision to protect it never did. Each used that hour for what mattered. Rowling wrote fiction that expanded imagination. Buffett absorbed knowledge that generated wealth. Min gained a language that opened borders, and crucially, they did it daily. Not when they felt like it, not just on Sundays, every single day, often without applause, without proof of progress, without knowing if it would ever pay off. The lesson for you. We all have 24 hours, but the hour that changes your life is the one you choose to defend. An hour not surrendered to social media, idle chatter, or passive consumption. It's the hour you call your own. Give it a name: writing hour, reading hour, health hour, language hour, coding hour. Make it sacred. Put your phone away, close the door, set the timer. Do not negotiate with the distractions. You don't need more time. You need a decision and the resolve to act on it today and again tomorrow. Because in the mathematics of momentum, one disciplined hour is not just a slice of your day, it is the multiplier that rewrites the rest of your life. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. We often say, "I'll begin on Monday," or "I'll wait until I feel motivated." But let's be honest, that perfect moment rarely comes, and each time we delay, we surrender another piece of our potential to the illusion of someday. What if you decided that today is the day? What if you stopped waiting and started doing, even if just for one focused hour? Jim Rohn said it best: "You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction." This 7-day starter plan is your first small, powerful pivot. It's not about perfection. It's about motion, progress, ownership, and most importantly, momentum. Each day targets one pillar of a well-rounded, successful life. The actions are simple, practical, and take less than an hour. But when practiced with intention, they plant the seeds of deep, lasting transformation. So here it is, your 7-day plan to jumpstart your journey. Day 1, Monday, mindset. Focus, perspective. Action. Read 10 pages of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, plus write down 3 things you're grateful for. You begin your week by feeding your mind with timeless wisdom. The Alchemist is more than a story. It's a mirror that reflects the dreams you've buried. As you read, ask yourself, where did I lose touch with my personal legend? Then write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be your morning coffee, your health, or even the courage to begin this plan. If gratitude grounds you, reading uplifts you. Together, they shift your mindset from lack to possibility. Tuesday. Focus, financial clarity. Action. Watch one high-quality video about personal finance and write down 5 key takeaways. Most of us were never taught how money really works. We chase it, stress over it, avoid it, but rarely understand it. Spend today watching a finance video from a credible source, e.g. Ramit Sethi, Graham Stephan, or The Plain Bagel. Topics can include budgeting, investing, debt, or wealth building. Then summarize the 5 most important things you learned. Knowledge alone won't make you wealthy, but financial awareness is the first step to becoming financially free. Day 3. Wednesday. Body, focus, physical energy. Action. Do a 10-minute home workout, plus listen to a podcast episode from Atomic Habits, James Clear summaries. Your body is your vehicle in life. If it breaks down, everything slows down. Today's session is about motion, not perfection. Choose any beginner-friendly workout: yoga, HIIT, stretching, or even a walk around the block. Just move with intent. While you move, listen to a podcast based on Atomic Habits, a book that reveals how tiny actions repeated daily reshape our identity. This is the spirit of the 7-day plan. Small habits, big shifts. Day 4, Thursday. Focus, expressing with clarity. Action, practice speaking English or another language for 15 minutes. Record yourself. Today, you practice the skill that builds careers, unlocks opportunities, and deepens relationships. Communication. Choose a topic, introduce yourself, explain your job, tell a story. Speak out loud for 15 minutes. Then record yourself. Why record? Because playback gives you feedback. You'll catch pronunciation, pacing, confidence. Over time, you'll speak more clearly, more confidently, and perhaps even publicly. Great communicators aren't born, they're made in quiet moments like this. Day 5, Friday. Focus, capability. Action. Learn the basics of one new digital skill. Canva, Excel, Facebook ads, Notion, anything useful to your future. Friday is for the future. Pick a tool or platform you've always wanted to learn. Something practical that will improve your personal brand, job readiness, or side hustle. You don't need to master it today. Just begin. Watch one tutorial, try one exercise, play, test, explore. Even 15 minutes with the right tool can open doors to freelance income, career advancement, or creative freedom. Remember, tools are levers, and skill is power. Day 6, Saturday, creativity. Focus, imagination, action. Write down 10 ideas that could help you at work, in your business, or in your life. Today is about unblocking your mind. Sit down with a notebook or open a digital note and write 10 ideas. Don't judge them. Don't aim for genius. Just write. Some might be about saving time at work. Some might be product ideas. Some could be travel plans or content ideas. Doesn't matter. Just write 10. Why 10? Because your brain resists at 3. It struggles at 7. But by 10, you've broken through mental inertia and tapped into true creativity. Or creativity. As James Altucher says, become an idea machine. It's the most valuable currency there is. Day 7, reflection. Focus, integration. Action. Review your past 6 days. What worked? What didn't? What will you keep for next week? Now, look back. Pull out your notes, your journal, your checklist. Ask, what did I enjoy most? Where did I show up fully? Which action felt forced? What surprised me? Then plan your next week. Choose 3 habits from this plan to keep going. Set simple goals. Schedule your power hour. One of the most powerful habits is reviewing your week. It transforms time into wisdom. Print this, post it, check it off. Make this plan visible. Print the chart, tape it to your desk, mirror, or fridge. Each time you complete a day, check it off. That simple mark is a small win. And enough small wins stack into big change. This is your invitation to action. 7 days, 7 pillars, 7 chances to turn theory into traction. You don't need motivation. You need a plan and a promise to yourself. Start today, not because you have time, but because your future self is waiting on the other side of 1 week well lived. Let's begin. Overcoming your excuses. Let's be real. You're not lazy. You're just stuck in a loop of excuses. It's time to break it. We all have dreams. We want to be healthier, wealthier, sharper, more fulfilled. But between us and that better version of ourselves, stand a few familiar lies we keep telling ourselves. Let's name them. Let's face them. Let's crush them. I don't have time. Truth. You do have time. You just haven't taken ownership of it. If you say you don't have time, ask yourself, how many hours this week did I spend on social media? How long did I scroll through TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram without even noticing? How much time did I lose to distractions that gave me nothing back? Be honest. The average person spends 2 to 3 hours per day on their phone. That's 21 hours a week, almost a full day. And all we're asking for is 1 hour a day. That's just 4% of your time. Here's the truth. Time is not something you find. Time is something you make by choosing what matters. So the next time you think, I'm too busy, say instead, I'm choosing not to prioritize myself. It hurts, but it's honest. And honesty sets you free. I don't know where to start. Truth, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a first step. Here's the trap. Waiting for the perfect method, the right course, the best coach. But clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. So start small, start messy, start now. Just give yourself 10 minutes. Read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, write down 1 idea, watch 1 tutorial, speak 1 paragraph aloud. Do that today. Repeat it tomorrow. Watch momentum build. Jim Rohn said, "Don't let your learning lead to knowledge, let your learning lead to action." You don't need to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. I always quit halfway. Truth, you're not weak. You just aim too big, too fast. We've all done it. Start strong, get overwhelmed, quit. Not because we're incapable, because we expected overnight transformation. That's not how real change works. You don't climb Everest in a day. You don't lose 10 kilograms in a week. You build habits, brick by brick, with small wins that make you proud to continue. So let's shift the mindset. Don't say, I have to change my life forever. Say, I'll commit for 7 days, just 7 days, 1 hour each day. That's it. Then if it works, and it will, you can extend to 30 days, then 90, then a year, then a new life. The trick is to lower the resistance. Start where success feels possible. Let consistency be your power, not intensity. Excuses are comfortable, change is not. Your brain loves comfort. It wants to protect you from failure, pain, uncertainty. That's why excuses feel so convincing. But excuses don't protect your future. They poison it, one passive day at a time. And here's the good news. The moment you choose to act, even in a small way, the excuses lose their grip. Each time you say, just 10 minutes and follow through, you're proving to yourself, I'm the kind of person who shows up even when I don't feel ready. That identity shift is everything. Final reminder, discipline today, freedom tomorrow. Big victories don't come from giant leaps. They come from small, invisible choices made daily, especially when no one's watching. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, read 5 pages instead of scrolling. Say no to one distraction today. That's where the change begins. So stop trying to be perfect. Just be committed. 7 days, 60 minutes a day, no excuses, no drama, no waiting. This isn't about motivation, it's about reclaiming your power, 1 hour at a time. Let's go. Conclusion, 300 words. You can't change your life overnight, but you can change its direction in just 60 minutes a day. Let that sink in. Your life isn't shaped by what you do once, but by what you do daily. It's not the massive effort, but the quiet discipline, repeated over time, that transforms you. Imagine a clock ticking faster. You see flashes of your old self, tired, distracted, uncertain. Then you see someone else forming, focused, energized, intentional, until finally a burst of light, a new version of you steps forward. Calm, clear, powerful. That's what happens when you give yourself 1 hour a day. 1 hour to learn, reflect, build, move. You're not just managing time, you're sculpting your future. So here's the question. Can you devote 60 minutes a day to becoming the person you were meant to be? Jim Rohn said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. This is your bridge. It starts with 7 days, then 30. And before you know it, you've become unstoppable.